Hello, everyone. Maureen here from God's Good Table. And I have Kat Owens of Taste and See with me today. Welcome, Kat.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you, and we're super excited to have you as part of our God's Good Table God-Given Food event at Polyface coming up August 11th through 13th. And Kat, you actually reached out to us. You had been at our event last year. Do you want to talk for just a moment first about your thoughts about how things were last year? What were your impressions?
Yeah, absolutely. I love nutrition, food, real foods, everything to do with that. So anything where believers are getting together and celebrating real foods, ancestral nutrition, and even better at Joel Salatin's Polyface Farm, that's just exactly where I want to be. I got to know so many people. I don't think I've ever felt like I've been to an event where I had so much in common with everyone there and learned so much from all the presenters. All the food was so good. Didn't feel like I had to worry about what was in any of the food that was provided, which is just pretty different for me. So I just absolutely loved being there. It was a lot different than any other conference I've been to before, and it just felt right at home. I'm super excited for the one coming up this year.
Good. Thank you. Well, we were glad to hear that you enjoyed it last year. We certainly did too. And we're super, super excited about this year with even more speakers and just such an important topic. And your focus is a huge part of that. So, do you want to tell us about Taste and See?
Yeah, absolutely. So Christians eat every day, Christians make decisions about food every day. And I'm such a big believer that anything that affects us that much, we have so much potential to figure out how the Bible and how our biblical worldview can speak to that and inform us. And I think this topic is so important, even more than ever today, because Christians are being so misled right along with the rest of the world with all these confusing messages out there about food and marketing and the news. We're constantly seeing this information that's confusing, contradictory, changing. And I just see that Christians are suffering along with the rest of this world, trying to figure it out. And in all these health problems, you pray with a group from your church or from a Bible study, and so many of the prayer requests are health concerns. And I just am such a big believer that God has already given us so much in his creation and so much instruction in his word that we can use to help us figure out a better way that we can enjoy food, we can have a different perspective on food, and we can even live healthier because of that. So I have been teaching classes for small groups from my neighborhood and my church group and online for different church groups on this topic of biblical nutrition. And I just absolutely love figuring out basically the answer to this question, what are we supposed to eat, with that biblical perspective. And I think there's so much the Bible we can look to the Bible to inform us and learn so much about food, about how to make sense of all this information out there about food and nutrition with what the Bible tells us with our biblical worldview. And it's so encouraging to see Christians learning more about food, learning how to enjoy food, seeing success in their health for themselves and their families when they start to look at it that way.
Yeah, it makes literally all of the difference in the world when you're suffering from all these health issues and you finally see or ask, maybe is it my food? Should I be doing something different? And then when people turn their lives around totally, just with changing their diets and following principles laid out in scripture, just like you're saying. And it's what I've observed as well. And so we're really, really excited to have you and our other speakers to address, what are we supposed to be eating? We see it in the literature of Weston A. Price and Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. I certainly learned a lot, but I realized that God actually gave us a plan to be healthy. You see that too, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
Absolutely. That's my experience. That's what I'm seeing in other people.
Yeah. So we're wanting to have as many people as possible come and learn, because The whole reason that Kat and Aaron and I and others are out there trying to teach is because we want to change lives. We want to change lives through Jesus as well. We always want to be pointing towards him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but food is everything, almost spirituality and lifestyle as well. If we don't have it right, if our hearts aren't right with God, we're not going to be truly healthy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be touching on that as well. But your topic is?
Yes, so I'll be talking about two topics. First of all, looking at the world's perspective on food, and then how we can look at that differently with a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
Because if we start to think about it, our culture has a lot of these deeply held beliefs about food that if we really start to re-examine those through a biblical perspective,
Mhm.
find that they don't always make sense. And there's often a way better way of looking at them. You know, for example, our culture really seems to have this deeply held belief that healthy food is not enjoyable. Like we have to choose, are we going to be healthy or are we going to enjoy ourselves? And if we think about the fact that God made his creation well and he gave us good things in our creation for our health, that really doesn't make sense. And so we can see that there's a much better way of looking at that. And there's a better.
I agree. And I love that you brought up that healthy food doesn't have to taste bad. If you're following the old dictates of low fat and everything tastes like straw, there's no flavor, that's not the food that God gave us. The food that God gave us actually is really delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I find that the more nutrition there is in any given food, the healthier it is. I even tried natto the other day and I was surprised at how much I liked it. So that's one of the only ways to eat soy. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I was never really wanting to try that because I thought it looked gross, but people think that organ meats are gross too. And then we teach them how to utilize them and they taste wonderful.
Right.
So yeah, there's a certain beauty to the point that the most nutritious food that God gave us is also the best tasting. And we're going to explore that as well. But I'm very excited about getting to know you and hearing what you have to say and learning from you, because I'm always learning. I don't know everything. I really don't know everything. So I love to hear from others who have the same perspective that I do. And so that excites me about hearing you speak. And I'm just so glad you'll be there. So everyone, please check out the event at godsgoodtable.com. The theme is God-given food. We'll have Kat as well as a slew of other wonderful, encouraging speakers. So we hope that we see you there.
Yes, thank you. I am definitely looking forward to meeting everyone, seeing you all again, learning from everyone else as well. I really can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be wonderful again. So thanks, everyone. See you there, and we'll see you, Kat.
Thank you. Bye.